beautiful, the things that make y'all really pretty are also the things that make you just kind of look odd. Like, just think about the conventional standards of beauty for a woman. We think that perfectly symmetrical, wide-set eyes make a woman beautiful. Like young Britney Spears, remember how wide-set her eyes were? Or even Rihanna, beautiful, wide-set, ooh, sorry, that's not a beautiful sound. Beautiful, wide-set eyes. So basically, you want them to look like a pigeon. So every time they look at you, they have to do like this. And then you want the nose to be just for decoration. You see how mine, I can breathe through my nose. That's not cute, not cute. It needs to be like this, so it's really small, and that's what makes it pretty. And that needs to be set in a really oversized, large head. The bigger the head and the more oval shape, the prettier she is, like Tyra Banks. So, also, okay, the body needs to be like half the size of mine. And then when you get to the waist, it really needs to be just non-existent. Because any fat is too much. So nothing from here to here, and then the legs need to be really long. All right, so when I see that walking towards me, I'm like, oh my God, stunning. I don't know if it's a supermodel or an alien, but it's stunning. And the way you can tell the difference is the smell. So, one will smell like it has been put in a laboratory type of setting where people have been experimented on, and maybe they're scared to the point of soiling themselves or throwing up. The other smells like an alien. So, yeah, I forgot what I was going to say next. Oh, yeah, okay, I got it now. Another thing about really beautiful people is y'all can make the dumbest thing just beautiful, like on trend. Like, have you ever seen speed walking? When someone's speed walking, it's kind of like, and the face has to be like this. But I just suspect that whoever came up with that must have looked like a supermodel, because who else is going to think, oh, I need to burn calories, let me just look really dumb and do this. But, so beautiful people, you guys can just make anything look good. And in contrast to that, really awkward people can turn the most beautiful moments into just sheer horror. And I'm bringing this up because I'm very awkward, if you haven't noticed by now. And just to give you an example of how bad I can get around, or specifically around gorgeous people, stunning people, I completely forget, like, how to be human. I forget what my arms and legs are for, let alone how to use them. So to give you an example of how bad it gets. So I used to do like background acting on movies, and around the year 2016, I was a background actor on this movie called Geostorm, starring Gerard Butler. And has anybody here ever seen a Gerard Butler movie from back in the day when he was really young? Okay, like maybe you've seen him as the Phantom in Phantom of the Opera. Even with half of his face covered in a mask, he was still like the most beautiful psychotic singing ghost in the history of psychotic singing ghosts. Well, in person, he is like 10 times more gorgeous. His eyes are so blue, they made my mouth water. I don't know. And his body is like the way a human is supposed to look. When I saw him, I was like, oh my God, that is what a man should look like. I didn't know before then. And so Geostorm was kind of a smaller movie set, so that means there weren't that many background actors, and we were in like a kind of smallish space with the actors. And Gerard Butler is apparently a sweetheart, because he was going around talking to all of like the little nobodies like me, the other extras. Well, then he turned his attention to me and started walking towards me. And you already know what the sight of his eyes alone did to me. So yes, there was like some spittle, a little bit of drool. And then, oh my God, it gets so much worse. Before I say this, just imagine this so you can understand where I'm coming from. let's say that you are observing a beautiful sunset. And you're like, oh, that's really pretty. That's gorgeous. You're just in awe of its beauty. All of a sudden, the sun comes hurtling out of space. It has left its orbit, and it's hurtling through the sky straight towards you. What do? Well, what did I do when this gorgeous movie star, who should not be talking to me, is walking towards me? Well, I, with my neurospicy black self, I said out loud with my full chest, nope. And then this happened, and this was not consensual. This is what my brain did. My arm went up like this, my leg went up like this. I pivoted like a soldier and started to speed walk away. And I did not speed walk a few feet. I sped walk off the entire set. So it's not like I have been up at night every night for like the past 10 years thinking about this. I'm completely over it. But I have thought about it a little bit and tried to come up with a reason for why all of that happened. And I think that what happens with neurospicy people is that when we are in situations where we're overstimulated, I believe our nervous system goes into protective mode. And it links up with maybe our subconscious or something. And it's like, okay, she can't handle this. She forgot how to be human, so we got to protect her. But I believe that the nervous system and whatever part of the brain is doing this stuff, I think it gets its commands from our DNA. And my DNA, obviously I'm a black woman from the Deep South, so I think that my ancestors, because every day of their lives were so terrible, I mean they were enslaved people, life was not fun, right? So they did not want to do anything to make their already pretty bad lives even worse. So if there's like a rustle in the bushes, nope, getting away. And just think about this. I mean, it's today, these days, if you want to go see a horror movie, which friend group are you going to see the horror movie with? It's not a bunch of black people. And think about who directed the horror movie. It's probably somebody named Chad or Jack. It's not anybody named LaDonovan. And I know you're probably thinking, well, what about Jordan Peele? He is a black man and he's a famous director of horror movies. Well, let's think about the names of Jordan Peele's most famous horror movies. One of them, you're exactly right. One of them is literally named Nope. And the whole plot is about a black man seeing scary things and being like, nope, and running away. His other famous movie, anybody else can think of it? Yeah. Yes, it is Get Out, as in I'm getting the fuck out of here. So yeah, we see danger, we run. So unfortunately my brain was like, this beautiful man is dangerous. Oh, but it got worse, because I went back to the movie set the next day. It got much worse. So I was asked to drive a golf cart in the background of one scene. That would have been okay, I know how to drive, except it's me. So I'm driving along, and then I see Gerard Butler walk on set. I forget how to drive. Somehow the golf cart ends up going in reverse, straight towards Mr. Butler. So he's here, the golf cart is here, going towards him, and I don't know how to stop it. I can't remember exactly what happened. I guess I've blocked this out because it was so traumatic. But I think a PA had to jump into the golf cart and stop it. So yeah, beautiful people, I can't function around them. But there is an exception to this rule. I have noticed that if there is great beauty in like a person or even a landscape or an animal, I do feel this awe, a sense of awe. But if there's also another quality that they have alongside this great beauty, it calms me down and it does not overstimulate me. What is the other quality? I'll circle back to that. But in the meantime, speaking of freaking out, have you ever not walked around naked in front of your pet, and then one day you do, and they completely lose their shit? Well, I I grew up with a house cat named Misty. And because I lived with my parents and my brother, and we didn't live in the Appalachian Mountains or the Game of Thrones universe, we all walked around pretty much fully clothed in our house in front of each other. So Misty, she was just like, oh, humans come with clothes all the time. She didn't know. But one weekend, my parents went out of town and my brother went out of town too. So I had the whole house to myself and I was like, I can walk around naked. So I'm walking around all happy. And I'm headed into the kitchen, and Misty was sitting in the kitchen window. So I walk in, and she turns around, and she looks, and her eyes, her little eyes, they got so big they took up half of her face. And she looked horrified. Like horrified, disgusted, shocked. But then she kept looking, and the horror turned to curiosity, and her little neck was stretched. That freaked me out. We were both staring at each other, and then I ran out of the kitchen. Oh my gosh, Misty was crazy. Our relationship was strained after that. And you know, she has like the cutest little meow. I think most cats do. They have like this high-pitched baby voice. It's so sweet. But when Misty meowed at me, I just had this feeling that she was cussing me out in cat. But I would tell myself, no, Polly, you're projecting your insecurities onto this innocent animal. No. Well, sadly, Misty died, but a few years after her death, people started getting these talking buttons for their cats so that they could have conversations with their cats in English. And I realized I was right. Because what is happening is cats are using the limited English words that we give them, such as litter box, dog, human, things like that, to cuss us out. Before, they were swearing at us in cat, but now they're using our own language to verbally abuse us. For example, there's a cat on Instagram. Her name is Elsie. And I saw her press a series of buttons that were like, treat now, please. In other words, can you give me a treat, please? And her human said, no, I'll give you a treat later. Elsie thought for a minute. And then she pressed mad, litter box, dog. Do you know what that translates to? That translates to bitch. You're making me mad. Shit. That's literally what she said. And there's another one. I promise I won't spend the whole time talking about cats. But there's another cat. She asked for a treat with the buttons, and her owner said no, and the cat pressed scared. Bite, 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 scared. That means you should be scared because I'm going to bite you and bite you and bite you. So these little deranged lunatics that we invite into our homes, they swear at us. They make us feel bad about our bodies. They're just obviously sociopaths. And you know what? I still love them. I would get like 5, maybe 10 cats and be very happy. And I think this has given me, or shown me what the secret is to not being so awkward around great beauty. Because cats are gorgeous animals, but they don't make me awkward because they are also assholes. Because when someone is stunningly gorgeous, but they are also stunningly nice and kind, I cannot handle it. It's too much. But if someone is gorgeous and an asshole, we're good to go. We're good. So, yeah, if Gerard Butler had just been an asshole, we could have definitely talked and hung out. Thank you guys for so nice.
Now give it up for Paula Yeah, cats. Another reason why I'm single. I'm allergic, and every woman who is age appropriate has one. That's tough. Miss Paula could chase me around with a cat. I'll have a panic attack. I'll just chase her around with a cutout of Gerard Butler. If anybody has a cutout of Gerard Butler, please, I will pay you. Has nothing to do with the fact that he was in 300. That guy's hot. All right, I can call myself gay and only they laugh. I got it. All right. You guys ready for your last comedian of the evening? All right. You guys put your hands together. This guy is very funny. He was instantly one of my favorite people. I say that about everybody, but I really like this guy. Y'all put your hands together for the one and only Santiago Rodriguez!
You're my favorite too.